Oh, come on. Hold on. Hold on. We gotta put a bigger smile on. Hold on.
You ready? You showing
You
out.
ready? Oh, we live? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we live.
On the top, I'm out. Everyone, peace. Thanks for everyone joining. Getting ourselves together real quick. Having a little fun before we start.
Yeah, I'm learning to relax and go with a flow.
Right? For real.
Rama Tech did a broadcast a few nights a while ago by himself. I was in the studio. Was I? No, the first one you did.
No,
and I was helping him set up for the broadcast, and I was in my living room on the floor, sitting the laptop out. I don't know, is Indian style politically correct? Y'all know what I'm saying. I was sitting like feet like I drink a gin. Anyway, and I was like, I need to sit back and relax and chill more. And then on the tour, we talked about me going with the flow because events were not the event lineup actually happened in the opposite order. It happened in reverse. So I'm learning to go with a flow. Go with a flow. All right, y'all. So we going to flow. Ramu Tef was playing some tunes. I don't hear him no more. He must be changing the playlist up or something. I don't know. Either way, peace. Okay, we've not officially started yet, but I had to hit this go live button so we didn't lose some things. So today we are here, DC drama free-ish. And I'm working on being chill, relaxed. So again, we've not officially started this broadcast. So if you're coming in, you ain't missed none. We just in here, what they call it, chopping it up. We just in here. Yeah, I do have appreciation. First, formally, before I even start, I do have appreciations for those that participated. I appreciate you. I'm going to play this banner throughout. So to Cliff and his family, to Jean and the spouse, and Melchizedek and Ben, I appreciate you all. Ramatef Queb, I appreciate you as well. I didn't put your name in the banner because I think people roll with it. It's going to be a giving. You was there too, so it's cool. I appreciate everybody, everything. I appreciate the people that donated books. We'll get into that later. And I appreciate those that were, y'all know what, I'm going to, yep, right there, I'm going to do this. Special mention, special thanks to Asted Heru, to, she's known as Shima Rayette of Pluto Nation. She actually had books. And because when we went to Boston, I was on a plane, I asked her and Ramutef if they could take their books back because they were driving. So I didn't have room in my luggage to carry the books with me. And so Ramutef came and he brought his books and to DC. Shima asked her tickers playing below. She wasn't able, it came up in her schedule where she wasn't able to make, she has donated the books. I gave them back to her to bring them to DC when she came. So this was going to happen. I'm either going to go ahead and send those books so they can be donated sooner than next year, because I'm going to do this annually. This is going to be an annual event that I collect books and donate them to the children of the DC area. So from now on, I'll have more books. So the plane won't even be an option unless like this time, the people who are they bring them with them. So that's what I'm rolling with. That's what we're doing. And again, we have not officially started this broadcast. Just special mention, appreciations, and all that good stuff. I'm working on relaxing. So I'm going to grab this beverage because I'm working on relaxing.
I know, right?
Going with a flow. I'm working the flow. Y'all know I don't do music backgrounds. I was like, yeah. I said, well, I'm going to take you playing that music during the live. He was like, yeah. I said, you are? He said, yep. I said, okay, yep. So I don't even hear it anymore.
Because it's not, no, I moved
so
my
now
computer. Yeah, I moved my computer.
Oh, it's cool. All right. So I have a TV playing in the background. Which I'm not watching. I got actually, I don't even know why it's on. And this air is bumping, humming behind me. I don't know. So I think you ready? We're going to officially start this broadcast?
Yeah. So
you ain't got your hair up yet. We can't start till you put your hair up.
I know, right?
We prepping, y'all. We ready. All is divine, but we ain't ready. I was like, we're going to go live. I'm going to learn how to chill out some. Not be so stressed and structured and crossing T's and dotting I's type high maintenance.
Yeah, I know, right?
Some of us ain't high maintenance in one area. Speaking for myself, I'm high maintenance in other areas. I'm chilling. We have not officially started this broadcast yet. And for the record, I'm chilling. This is me chilling. I've not had no alcoholic beverages today. That was that waitress that slipped me one yesterday. And if you follow with me on Facebook, you know I had 2 last night. But today I'm sober. I'm chill. It'll when what I'm gonna say. Oh, now some people, you want to know more about my day-to-day workings in life and how I get down and what I do. I have videos on my Facebook page, so y'all can join me on Facebook. My Facebook is public. It's open, so you know you ain't gotta send me no friend request. Don't just you can watch videos. You can check me out over there. We have uploaded photos and I got videos prepared to play, and then I'll add them to Facebook and all that good stuff on another day. Right now, today I've been busy, not had time. I had storage. My iPhone. I had storage issues yesterday, so I didn't get to just do what I wanted to do.
And I'm over here with low power and everything else because I'm thinking my phone was charging the whole time I was on my way. And I show up, I'm like 0.25%, so wasn't able to capture a lot, but at the same time I captured what I needed.
For real, I'll say that we did do that. And again, this is an event. This is an event. So there was a limit on the amount of tickets, and so this is the event. It was yesterday. Y'all tickets and info. So y'all could have got some tickets if you wanted them. I did have a limit on the amount of tickets sold for safety reasons, primarily and only. The ticket limit was 10, and I was only selling 10 tickets because besides myself, that's 11. Me leading the group on the bike trail and 10 people behind me, I figured that was enough people to keep up with. And no children were allowed. For safety reasons, I asked that no children come to the event because I couldn't even mentally manage a child being hurt on my watch in regards to a bike. That's all kind of safety issues right there. Future events with Ohio, children are not allowed. The other 2 events, children are allowed. The one is Pittsburgh is indoors. So if your child is home, I just know it's not gonna happen. But if a child might, I see my granddaughter the other day was running I don't know. She went from like here to here. She went light speed or something, but the ground wouldn't move with her, and she right here like bit dust. I'm like, dang girl, where's you going? She just was down for the count. I was like, you know what I mean? Stuff happens. It's not gonna happen on a bike, not on my watch. You know, the ground ain't moving with them. That happens. Okay, that's a mommy time, caregiver time. I need the caregiver to grab the child, hold the child, console, just make sure they all right. Give them a big old hug and kisses and stuff, and cheer them up and cheer them on to get up and stay strong. That's what I need to happen if that happens. The Detroit event is outside, so there's grass, plenty of opportunity to get knee stains in the outfits and all that good stuff. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? It's possible that children don't harm themselves. I promise. At the Rent Pet, there was no injuries. The children were safe. They were straight. Now, what was that? Makakuvu in the Zoom meeting. And Van Miller's going to be on a future broadcast this week. So I need y'all to check in Van Miller. But Makakuvu mentioned there, I think that was her. No, him. Asbaz Haru was a guest on there right after the Rent Pet. And they were talking about how the children, there was no crying that day. Nothing. It was cool as chill. I'm telling y'all what, we've not officially started this broadcast yet. And I got my leg up in this chair. I'm chilling. I'm about to sit here and do my best to talk like how I talk when it's just me and Ramutef back studio and preparing this thing. And I appreciate all y'all. We've not officially started this broadcast yet.
All right. But yeah, it was it's definitely interesting because on the Rem Pet, like there was so many different aspects that came with it, and then like the only time that things were like kind of going in certain direction is when you start feeling other people's energy starting to try to cloud yours. That was the only time it was just like, what the hell? But other than that, the whole event was perfect. Kids was good. They learned how to shoot bows and arrows. I mean, they learned with the bow and shoot with the arrow. They had a martial arts instructor there too. A lot of people didn't give more light to. I can't remember the teacher's name, the Shiva's name, but he was out there showing the kids and performing certain things and aspects of certain movements, and then the rest of it was dealing with those who had spiritual items, or just items that were on display. A lot of them had a lot of great stuff. The only thing I can say was when Muggs was hungry, that was the only part that was just like, oh boy, we need some real food. We need some real food up in here, because these people are not. They're everybody. So you can hear everybody's tummies growling, their stomach and everything. Everybody's tummy, their stomach, their bellies, all that.
That wasn't happening. I was on the broadcast making guacamole. I don't know who peeped that out, who checked that out. I was doing the broadcast making guacamole.
True, and I was tearing it up on live. And you
he was like,
me and everything.
I was like, you want some of that? Here, he has some of this.
I was tearing it up. Swear.
You want some of this from the Yeah. But y'all know what? We about to officially start this broadcast. I'm pulling out my device now so I can share this video out. I don't even say nothing. I usually just do it. I'm gonna tell y'all today. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to share this video. Period. We got shares already. Okay, so y'all doing the thing. That's what's up. All right. Now, y'all hear? I'm telling y'all this. I have another broadcast Eastern Standard Time. So me and Ramutel might stroll tonight straight on up for the next 2-ish and 2.5 hour-ish till the next broadcast. Kush Day is coming on. Kush Day, check him out. He'll be on here with me, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I have a busy schedule, broadcast streaming schedule lined up for this coming week, this week right here. And I plan to have all of the broadcasts posted by the middle of tomorrow. So I have 9 broadcasts coming up. Busy. and I have a few. And then Saturday, I'll be at my grandmother's funeral. And the following, and then next week, I have other broadcasts rolling out. And then I'll be in Pittsburgh that following Saturday with Motel Web. Busy, busy, busy bee, as Trench Keith would tell it. I do my best. I got things to share with y'all. And I have people that's been waiting for me. And I just had to concentrate on getting this tour started. So I got the first one out, done, accomplished, success. And then I've been able to mentally freed up to be able to get the people on the broadcast in this time. And so that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm rolling. So we are going to officially start this broadcast right now. And so let's start with the peace. Hotep, Konnichiwa, Assalamu alaikum, Hola, Rahubet, Shalom, Udama Akeyor, Hetepu, Dua, Duau, Hotep, and what else? And also respective greetings to everyone else. And I got one more. This is one I'm learning now. I have to look it up. Y'all give me a moment. I know it's Ashukwu Noir. Ashukwu Noir. Tech. Men taught me that greeting. So it means divine peace and love. So I'm learning that one. And he says it's so smooth. Ashukwu Noir. I can't. Y'all gotta watch him. He'll be on here next Sunday with a double feature movie review with Mother Matriarch Sam Ellis. We got things to do, y'all. We got things to tell y'all and share with you. So we coming. I'm coming. All right. Officially, broadcast is started. Peaceful, respective greetings again to everyone who is here. If you're new to Karmic Dynasty, welcome. Here is my information in the ticker below. At this time, I am bringing on to speak for himself, Ramutef Kweb. He's going to tell you all who he is, how you can contact him, and whatever else he feels like saying in his opening greeting to you all right now today. Peace.
Peace. Paratapa Mahat, Unkwas the Jet, Uncle Jasaneb, Uben Nepike Panaburu Maati to everyone. Anuk Ramatef Kweb, I'm Ramatef Kweb. I'm a student of Tetra Para, the Holy House of Ra. I'm the master astrologer for the Netaru Tuatep. I'm also a practitioner of learning all different type of divination practices. My mission in this life is to liberate the mind and bring cosmic awareness to the people. I appreciate this time with you, Joy. Definitely thank you for letting me on Karmic Dynasty. And this tour starting off is definitely going to be very interesting, to say the most. Being at these events, yesterday's event was very interesting, and to say the least. To see how we went from starting off at this particular point, and then just basically just say, you know what, let's just flow with it. And we flew all through that mud. Granted, there was like mad traffic. I was not expecting the traffic at all, but at the same time, there was a lot of people out. And then I was the only part that I was upset about was that the sun came out the whole time I was driving there, and then as soon as I get there, the sun want to be, covered up. That, and then I wanted to flick off the White House, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, and a whole nother platform. Don't be talking about that over here. I got my own issues. I don't need them looking at me because keep talking about talking the White House.
Yeah, they was on some stuff the other day, and then I seen a lot of things that were eye-opening. You talking to me?
Who was on something the other day?
Just the people. The people that was out there, you had some people, I don't even say some, majority of the people that we ran into um, were on a fellowship type thing. There was only a few that were just like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" But we'll get into that as we go through and talk about the how you say the drama free ish part of the tour or the lecture or the tour, the lecture.
The drama free is part of the tour. All right, so let's talk about it. So
oh boy.
Now a lot of the videos leading up to the Friday videos leading up to Saturday are on my Facebook page and or YouTube. Yeah, on the airplane. So yeah, the everything was fine on the flight into Baltimore. Oh my goodness, this was the first step of drama that kicked in. I was sitting I got in the seat, and then we went to South Carolina. The plane went from Indianapolis to South Carolina. We picked up some people there. So on Indianapolis, and it sat on one side. When the people cleared out, I went and sat across the aisle by the window. And Self said, when this mug, this him Chimahoo came behind me and sat down, Self said, he's gonna touch you. I was like, no, he ain't gonna touch me. Self said, he's gonna touch you. I said, this is bullshit right here. So I was chilling, you know what I mean? I'm like, I ain't taking on that. I don't want to hear it. It's not happening. And so when it would come in, I would be, like touch my hair wrap, or we could fight or something. Touch my hair wrap, dude. Don't play with me. But anyway, as we was about to unboard, I think this is what I think, because I ain't him. And this was what kept me from smacking him and probably in federal time right now, facing federal issues right now on the plane. This man, I think I want to say, he reached up on the seat to get up, the seat behind me, which is right here, and he grabbed what? And all I heard was, "Oh, I'm sorry." Sorry, yo. I was inside like, I knew it though. In life right now, I'm telling y'all, I am working on embracing things I know was about to happen instead of some of the times, like, oh, I knew that was going. I just knew. Instead of just getting upset, I've been working on embracing it. And when it happens, just face it and flow and go with it. But at least I knew first, prepare myself. I could have did stuff like sit up in my seat like this on the plane, then he can't, no way, touch me and he ended up touching me because I know he outright intended to touch me. You know what I mean? But I don't have time to be doing stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna work with that. Right now I'm embracing my ability to see and know what's about to happen. I have not embraced it. Y'all hear these endings, what you call it, endings of the words? Not prefixed. ED, ing, suffix. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I am embracing. I have not. So this is present tense, not future tense. It's past tense, whatever. I am working on embracing. ING. I have not yet embraced ED, the fact that I know when things is about to happen. I'm working on it. Either way. Kept my cool playing. This airport tested the patience. I got off the plane, chill. When it found me it was cool, it was straight, because at the airport, when I got to down to arrivals where you get ground transportation. Now, when I did my homework at home, so I already knew I had to I was getting on a train to get to DC from Baltimore Airport, BWI, and I didn't know where I was going to buy tickets at. I didn't know the shuttle was free. I didn't know if you on the automobile, the ching thing, or I didn't know if you could. There was a little kiosk. I didn't know if they took cash only or you could swipe a card. XYZ. I found out. My connection is messing up sometimes.
Yeah. Like I'll cut out a little bit and then put back in.
Ain't that some crazy mess? Either way. Peace, everybody. Peace. So it was a kiosk right there. I was able to buy my train ticket right there. 5 minutes later, the shuttle came free. Took me to an 8-minute ride to the train railway, and I got on there. I waited for about an hour-ish, but it was cool because I learned so much talking to the people there. Two people, because y'all know I can't do people. And then I went on to the Union Station, and I got videos, so you can check them out. The day went well the rest of the way. I stayed safe, I stayed secure, and Saturday we made it happen. Share so far, Ramata.
I'm sorry.
You got something you want to share?
Okay, I'll share on my way there. So it started off me waking up and going back to sleep, and waking up and going back to sleep, knowing I set my alarm to be able to leave at a great time. That didn't happen. So I ended up getting up, started getting ready, started getting things together, put my destination in, started leaving out. I was only going to be 15 minutes late. That was good. Mind you, as I'm driving through Pittsburgh, a lot of people don't know that Pittsburgh's inside the mountain. So the morning dew and the fog basically slowed down everything the whole way there. And then it was dark. So going through a narrow one lane a piece through a mountain, it's dark, very cloudy, very foggy, very it had like a little moisture to it and everything else. That was most of my ride until I got to a point, until I got to Breezewood. And Breezewood's like the little exit point where you're going into either West Virginia or Maryland. But for that case, it was going into Maryland. So as a child, this is just like I went on live, started playing my music, letting people just, vibe with me as I'm driving through. There's a point in the mountain that allows you to descend from great distance, right? So as a child, I was always, taught in a certain ways, use my imagination. So for me being me, it was like me being on my chariot, coming down from the mountains, Mount Olympus in a sense, coming down to meet with the mortals in a sense. That's how I always view it when I'm coming down to that area when I'm traveling, because it basically is like that. Because if I was able to flip the camera around, y'all would have seen where I was coming from. I was coming from the clouds, literally coming from the clouds all the way down to earth. So that happened. So I'm driving, finally got there. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. It was horrible. And I finally got to where I was going in. And so I got to, the entrance part, and I didn't know the entrance, split into two ways because it looked like, I thought it was a roundabout. So I ended up going, making a left like a dummy and trying to park at the far end, knowing I had to go to the bathroom. But then Joy told me, hey, no, come down this way. So I said, all right. So I turned around, came back down, and then finally parked somewhere else that was just a little bit closer. And she sit there looking at me like, why didn't you just park there? And I'm just like, I wasn't thinking, because I was like, I gotta go. I have to go. I've been holding in for 5 hours. It's like, yeah, no. I wasn't trying to stop because the whole drive there was nice. It was just that whole foggy part. If it wasn't for that fog part, the drive would have been smooth as hell. And then got set up, wait, and then started the tour. But then we had to decide which way are we going to go. So, which way did we decide to go to? Whichever one was the closest.
Yeah, because the day everything got turned around. Everything got turned around. Timing. Based on we got started late and then some other stuff. Yeah, we decided to just so everything we were north and the north was the end of the tour. We actually did things in reverse.
And that way it was
I
actually,
was trying to
to
figure out
me,
why
it
I
was
could hear
actually a lot
myself.
better. It was actually a lot better that way because how we went through all that and how traffic was, that was the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
Literally was.
Yeah.
That was the best idea.
So right now, before we continue with that, let's talk about because I'm going through this PowerPoint. Let's talk about the because I officially started this broadcast, I didn't go through this PowerPoint. I meant to do this before we started. So let's talk about this event that's next in Pittsburgh. And anybody keeping up with what's going on with the flyers and the events, you will notice there's a price difference on these flyers. So this flyer has been updated due to request, popular demand. The ticket prices were
55.
established,
Mm-hmm.
created, set up by Ramutef. Ramutef decided the prices for the event. So based on the feedback we've both been given, we got new prices, new ticket prices to share with everybody. So Ramutef, now the full price tickets now include a free reading. So the reduced price tickets, based on we got feedback, the tickets were kind of high. The full price tickets now include a free reading. So in the event people are swapping notes, you purchasing tickets now at these prices that's on the screen. You hear somebody else say they got a free reading. That's because the free reading's included in the original price for this event.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else, there is no free reading. But based on feedback from everybody, we've reduced. I talked to me and Ramutef reduced the ticket prices. He mentioned half price tickets, and based on the numbers, like 55. I wasn't about to do the $27.50. So we was doing other stuff, for example. So Ramutef, you want to talk more about the feedback and or the result and what's going on with this ticket, the reduced price of these tickets for the Netgroup Tuatep Astrology Conference 2021?
Definitely. So yeah, so those who end up getting their tickets early, those are the ones who only got a reading. Because I reminded myself a little while back, I noticed that I did say that with those those who purchase it, make sure they have their birth information, things of that nature. So the ones who did get it, those are the ones who actually got that. And then as the time of the events was going more, and the more that people started talking to me about it, I just went ahead and decided, like, you know what, let's just like cut it down a little bit, allow the other individuals to come in who want to come but can't necessarily afford it, because the price itself was more geared towards the reading itself. Is like the extra information that you'll get from me personally, along with just being there at the event. The main thing that I wanted people to do, honestly, was just bring their notebooks, or at least get the video one, because the video or your notebooks and you taking notes from yourself is going to help you in the long run when it comes to the event itself. I personally enjoyed those who actually did that in the beginning, but now that I'm in my generous heart and then learning from others, I allow myself to just be like, you know what? If that's the case, then I'll just take off this, place this in, so folks can come and not have to worry about the personal part. Because the personal part is basically like us on a one-on-one basis. And depending on how much information you want within self, that whole that's going to be a lot of time, a whole lot of time. So to reduce that amount of time, I went ahead and just listened to a lot of folks and from mentors and things of that nature, and they allowed me to reduce what I need. So that's why I end up reducing the tickets on that part. And then when it comes to the vendors as well, it's just more fair that we allow them to actually come and do their thing. So those spots are still available when it comes to vendors, as well as those who are wanting to come to both either being live on the in-person event or just be on the YouTube version and watch it from there.
All right. Gratitude for that explanation. Next, we have the homeschool unschool event evolution. So this event is September 18th. And right quick, I know back to the Pittsburgh event. Pittsburgh. The vendor spaces, the vendor tables for the Pittsburgh event, we working on very few left. So if you're interested in being a vendor at this event, I'll suggest you make some moves real quick. We cannot, like the tour Saturday, we had to limit. I had to limit the tickets. I had to limit the participants. This event right here, of course, there's tables. There's a limit of space, just like there's a limit of event tickets where you sit in a chair and listen to what's going on. But the vendor tables, we got a few left. I strongly suggest y'all get on that if you want to be a vendor, divination vendor, merchandise vendor, and food vendors. Right now, I'll let y'all know we don't have any food vendors. So if you're a food vendor and you're interested in people knowing what you got going on, and let us see what our taste buds say, come info@mkdtnt@gmail.com. But divination vendors and merchandise vendors, they taking the tables. We don't have like 2 tables set aside, like 2 for divination, 2 for merchandise, 2 for food. It's first come, first serve. We don't have food vendors. And I can bring some food. There's people who've been to the events know I will cook. I will bring some food. But it'd be great if I ain't had to. It'd be great. I can taste some other people's goings-ons. Because we was at the Rimpet, I tasted the lady. She had the wraps. I think it was the wraps. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I just remember it was good. And it's good sometimes.
There was a hummus wrap, and I forgot the other one.
To eat up the piece, especially hummus. Greatness. Yeah, so that's just a heads up right quick. We still for the homeschool, unschool evolution room is available. Buy event tickets or vendor tickets. And this event right here is special. It's special. Although children are not going to be in attendance, and there's a footnote, childcare is not provided at this event. That was before I found out that children are not allowed at the venue. So it's child focused. And another thing I spoke on in preparation for this event and things I'm finding out is so hindsight, because I was just preparing stuff as it was coming to me. 2 events, children are not allowed. 2 events, children are allowed. But it's like nothing is like kid friendly. Even though it's kid specific, like homeschool, unschool, the evolution, it's not like kid friendly. It's child focused, not child. So next year on my tour, the tour will be more child friendly. So there'll be more activities specifically for the children. The focus will be the children. There will be more of that. So people interested in bringing their children, that's definitely something that I'm preparing to set up and have for next year. So, because you come to the lectures and the child ain't gonna want to be still. Like in Detroit, it's outside, and we gonna have our like adult activity circles. But your child might want to break free and cut this way, cut that way. Good thing is where we're having it at is fenced in. So, you know, you might feel a little safer knowing that we're in a fenced in area. And I think that's great option and feature that's been made available to us, having the event outside and children will be present. I will have my granddaughter with me in Detroit. So that's that. And actually, that's how the venue came to me, by referral for somebody, because originally the venue for Detroit was outside, but it wasn't fenced in. So I'm glad the opportunity was made available where it will be fenced in. And speaking of the Detroit event, here is the flyer for it. It's called Matriarchal Magic, and it's going to be in Detroit, October 16th. We have event tickets left available and also vendors tables available. And I think for Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, for Detroit, half of the vendor tables are gone. They've been paid for, reserved. So if you're interested in the event being a vendor for the Detroit event, I suggest you get on top of it. FR. Lamutef, peace. Kai Creatures want to know, what are you eating? Okay, that's informative. Very informative. Peace, M-Town, man. All right, so let me see where we at with this PowerPoint. All right, so back to here. Now, I'm going to make this disclaimer, and I'm piggybacking off someone. In all things, y'all know we learn stuff. We learn things. So, Trench Key, I have not yet finished your book. I've shared some feedback on the book. The book. Today, I've taken a note, and I'm gonna be working on some randomness too, which I've been doing since definitely the beginning of this video. But definitely, this PowerPoint is random. I threw it together right quick. I got moves to make. Y'all gonna roll with me because y'all qualified, y'all skilled like that, and we gonna make it through here. So, and I got some videos we sharing. So that's what's doing. What am I drinking? This is Tequila Sunrise, but you will not hear me say that and drink it and have it in the box same time. That's Tequila Sunrise. I'm working on my chill mode, creatress. Working on my chill mode. And speaking of randomness and chill mode and alcoholic beverages, let's talk about this server that brought this alcohol to the table, and I asked for orange juice because they got the juicer. Fresh squeezed orange juice mixed with pineapple juice. Let's talk about that and how I got it. So here, Miss Cheryl, the cup size, the glass size was supposed to be, we're going to do a comparison here. The glass I was supposed to get was about this. We're doing a comparison. Let's say it's this size. The cup I got was this size. Okay? And it was orange. So I drank it. I was like, this tastes kind of. I watched them pull the oranges out of the box and put it in the machine. And you know, some oranges have like this tartness. They just got this, they ain't. And then I could taste some of the rind, the flavor of the rind in the beverage after I got it the correct way.
Wait.
So what I did it again, trying to factor in all natural elements.
No, I said let's start from the beginning. So yes, we sat down. After we sat there for almost 20 minutes. First we came in.
Let's give credit where credit's due. We were at Busboys and Poets, the restaurant. Mm-hmm. We're gonna speak more on them. I had it already set up in my PowerPoint to speak on them, but this is on a side note, based on service. On the note where this restaurant is named for after Langston Hughes. I'll get into that story because that was part of my original setup. But we doing an off side note right now. It's based on customer service. We were at Busboys and Poets. Let's roll, Rumble Tef.
So we go in. We decided to get something, or literally first it was more so, let's get a table. Person tells us, oh, there's a 10-minute, 15-minute wait. All right, cool. So then we're like, all right, just do everybody want to just, how you say, we do takeout. So then we started doing that. Mind you, as we said that, a Tamahu couple comes right up. They were like, hey, can we get a table for two? What did they do? They wasn't part of no party or nothing. They let their asses right in. And the look on both our faces was very priceless. Very priceless. So then, we was like, forget it. Let's go ahead and just get a table. So we waited. Didn't take that long, but I was still surprised. We get there. They call us in. We got down, get settled. So as we're all thinking about our drinks, I specifically ordered cranberry juice. She specifically ordered, orange and pineapple juice. So, got the order. Took a long time with the waiting for the with the just to get our water. It took a minute just to get our water. Then it took about almost 20 minutes just to get our drink. But then when we get our drink, what do they do?
Behold, tell them how many feet we were from the serving area where the beverages was at.
Not even. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 5.
Steps.
Maybe 5 feet. Yeah, 5 steps. Literally 5 steps. 12 foot, 1 by 1. Literally. Right there, still didn't get it. 20 minutes later, still didn't get it. Then they give it to us, and what do they give us? They give us mimosas. Where do you get mimosa from cranberry juice and pineapple orange juice? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me something, because that was just unreal. Because I'm like, hold on, you gave it both us. Like, why us? Why do we got to get the mimosas? The mimosa does not look like cranberry juice at all. And then it's in like a like the cup, like we said, the 2 cups that she was displaying. We're supposed to get the tall drink of cranberry juice and pineapple orange juice, and we get the small cups of mimosas. Then when we call over, she grabs the stuff, sends it back, brings it back to us, still didn't get no cranberry juice. Gave us both orange juice. And then that orange juice wasn't the orange juice that she still ordered at that. Then we give it back. Then they finally give us our drinks. But guess what? They still didn't do what they were supposed to do when it comes to the
after an additive of attitude or two.
Mm-hmm. Attitude, like we did something. Like in that movie, Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. Attitude. That's exactly how it was. Exactly how it was. It's like, okay. And I felt bad because it was a sister, and I was kind of like, allow me to take it in. I don't want to be mean. So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to just relax.
And I didn't have that attitude because y'all know me. I'm from the school of hard knocks, and that school teaches all skin folk and kinfolk. So I was taking notes. And I made to requesting the manager.
Facial expressions and all. I seen it all. I was just like,
Ronald was like, oh, for real. He said, I'm gonna record this when the manager come over, because I know this gonna be good.
But then after like a whole hour, after like a whole hour until we got our freaking food, and then that was about to happen. And then for me personally, as soon as I took that first bite Everything everything else I forgot.
Yeah, like only eating a small part, and then we put the rest of to go by.
Them French toast sticks was they killed it. I ain't gonna lie. I give them good credit on their food. I do
It must
that.
have
I'll give
killed
them
you
credit
because
on their
that
food.
was not French toast sticks.
That was something else. It was like a whole bunch of sugary goodness. It was good. I ain't gonna lie. It was very good.
That omelet was good. If y'all ever go to Busboys and Poets, you must get the omelet. What was the name of that?
Kawa something. It was Kawa Ta something.
And I took pictures of the menu.
It was like Kawata or something like that.
Storage issues. Because I had pictures of the menu. Anyway, yeah, go online. Busboys and the omelet with the guacamole in it. Get it. Guacamole and black beans. Yep. It is a must. Get that omelet.
That was definitely a good one. I ain't gonna lie. That made all of it better. But at the same time, it was just like, what the hell? What's going on with the service? Then, like, you got the other people swinging their towels by you and everything else after they just got done wiping down stuff. I didn't even notice that until Joy Porter pointed that out. I was just like, ooh. And then that whole time, I didn't drink the rest of my water. Once that happened, I said, yeah, no. Yeah, no, I'm not about to touch that. That's just nasty. Definitely go out there if you ever get a chance to go there. But I would recommend, personally, I would just take takeout. But you have to wait maybe probably like an hour and a half for it. But still.
And don't go on a Friday or Saturday because they super busy.
Super busy. But it was definitely as far as food wise, I'll give it out of 10. Out of 10, I'll give it an 8. I definitely give it an 8. I definitely enjoyed it.
For food, rating the food, I give it a 5. And don't get the home fries. Don't buy the home fries.
That wasn't even home frying. That was like baked potato cut in half, cut in pieces. I'm just saying. It was like a baked potato, and they cut it in pieces and serve it to people. And then always make sure if you get pancakes or French toast or whatever, make sure you ask for extra syrup. Because they be playing.
The cup is this small, and it got this much syrup in it. I was like, I need some more syrup. And Ramutef said,
I was like, I ain't had nothing. I was like, I don't even know what this is. This ain't even syrup. It was like they took like droplets of syrup and just put it in my cup. While they gave her some syrup, they didn't give me hardly any. And I'm just like, when the manager came over, I was like, yeah, I didn't even get no syrup, dude. Like, how am I supposed to eat my French toast and I ain't got this all natural syrup that y'all serving in these little fancy cups where you have to pour it like this?
And
like
it's thin.
It is very thin, yeah.
Because I thought I was going to pour it slow over it. It all just dropped out.
Yep.
As soon as I start pouring, it's thin.
There's something else.
Oh, my sharer, Abdiel Ben Levy L. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Peace to you. Peace. The syrup, the syrup for the pancakes and the French toast.
Yeah. But that was like the little part where it could have messed up a person's day. It could have messed up a person's day. But
it did mess up my day.
No, not kind
I couldn't get on the bike because I was tipsy. It only take a little bit. It only take a little bit these days. No. Back in the day, I throw some drinks back. I guess y'all know I got this cleaner thing going on. No more no Big Macs in my life.
Yeah, that and the itis.
The itis mixed with that liquor. But I was feeling that. I was like, this ain't cool. This ain't cool right here, what I'm feeling. Derek Bridges, peace. Welcome to Karmic Dynasty, peace. Derek Bridges from Facebook. He said, what's up, folks?
What's going on?
Yeah, so it was
It was
so
at a rating.
Moving on, let's share
experience wise. It was out of 10. I give it a 3. Lily gave it a 3.
Category?
For experience, yes. Experience. First time out of towners coming to not knowing what we were here for, but at the same time, it was not happening. So yeah, I give it a 3. I don't knock them, but I give it a 3. Give it a 3.
You know what? This is my issue. They got like 9 locations in the DC area. And then they named it after Langston Hughes. Y'all need to put some respect on that brother's name and get some real syrup in there. For real. FR. And quit freely handing out alcoholic beverages.
True, they are trying to get people drunk. Oh my gosh. What's something else?
Well, where would we here, let me share some. Let me show the images that I got for Bus Boys and Poets with y'all. Because we was talking. So this is just something that was in the window. Mm-hmm. Just so-called art. This is from somewhere else. Where we at? Hold on. I think you know what?
There we go. It's all back. Yeah, I think it's all backwards.
My bad, y'all. So what it is those pictures are in the area with the video. So we're gonna double back and show the pictures later. I don't time. Again, roll with us. We going with the flow. Some would call it randomness. We flowing. It's divine. So since I got these pictures up for the African American Civil War Museum, let's look at those. Ramutef took these. Did you? Yeah, Ron got these pictures from Ramutef. Mm-hmm. Ramutef talked to us. Now, I know you mentioned symbolism was one of your focuses while we were out on this tour. Talk to us about what you see and the reason for capturing these images.
So each one, as we entered into the museum, they had everything spread out. They had a little, way of going about how they want you to look at everything, fine and dandy. So the first thing I looked at when you first walk in onto the left side, you'll see those 2 statues that I took pictures of. You'll see them first. And then when I looked at them, it just reminded me of certain, that's us at the bookstore. Yeah. There they are. So these pictures right here that I took these ones specifically because of the artwork and things of that nature, and how the representation of certain parts, like when it comes to dealing with the kings or dealing with, the warriors or that warrior spirit, it was just calling to me. And then certain ones that were there, especially that one on the right-hand side, that one stood out to me the most. And I stared at it for a very long time, especially the guy who was sitting on the horse. Like, I just sat there and just looked in his eyes for a good minute before I went to the next one and looked at his eyes for a good minute, because I was trying to feel the energy off of each one that I took a picture of. And notice, they got the shackles, the handcuffs in the background, the normal stuff that you will see in most museums when it comes to dealing with our people. I'm not knocking it or nothing, but at the same time, I've seen that millions of times. But when it comes to these relics, that's a whole different story. And then, the whole notion of building a nation is what caught my attention. And then just having those 2 individuals there kind of bring a lot of symbolism. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of symbolism for them. So if you notice on the right hand side of the second picture, there is like, symbols. Because me, I'm always looking for symbols or anything that looks um, a little different. So right there in the top right, I was just like, what is that? So I looked closely to it. And, if you go back to on one, I can't remember what video it was from Crumb TV, but Crumb did a video when it comes to dealing with that particular symbol, when it's dealing with, the it's a flower, it's a brand, but at the same time, it's also when you look at into what is it called, Code Nord, Code Noir, yeah, Code Nord. So that whole symbol they use as a brand, and you know how in that video he was talking about the branding part. So that particular part always stands out, and then dealing with the French and things of that nature. But below it also stood out to me as well because of the sequence that they're trying to make when it comes to dealing with the Mayan calendar in a sense. But notice that Code North symbol, or that lotus symbol, or the tying of the branches, or tying of certain plants, is all through this map. And it was supposed to be a map of pre-conquering from the Queen of England and things of that nature, where they were coming to these lands to establish what they call that stuff. What do? They call it missionary work. So this particular symbol caught me for a loop. And then on the right hand side, if you look, you see a goddess in a sense. To me, I always correlate that goddess with Ostera, or how you say they call it Ishtar or whatnot. And then you always know that they have to correlate it with Mary and baby Jesus, and that's basically what you're seeing right there. And as they going around conquering, and how you say, in this sign we shall conquer type thing. So that's what got my attention personally. And then if you look to the left, when they're looking at as you can see, a navigational map and things of that nature, you'll see a pope holding the child. So that's representing the Holy Spirit and the child in a sense. And then you got the symbols again. Now, what really got my attention was the map that was before it. And as you see on the right-hand side, I took a picture specifically of this because it brought out to me, as me being an astrologer, this right here itself stood out so much. So the first thing that caught my attention was, if you go to the left, you'll see like an elephant, right? Where's it at? Yeah, you'll see an elephant. Now look at its paws. Elephants don't have paws. Why does an elephant got a paw? So I was just like, yo, that's something different. Then I look and see the brother, and then his representation of who he is as a constellation is what got my attention even further, and what he was holding. Then if you go next to it, you'll see a lion. You'll see a guy, or like almost like a Roman figure, hiding himself under something, holding I forgot what that thing is called. It's like a Capricorn or something like that. It's called a Capricorn in a sense, or the thing that they use for that we used to make back in school and stuff, in a sense, when it comes to Thanksgiving. I forgot what they call that thing, but he's holding that, and he's over
like the gourd.
Yeah. Then his arm is resting on the gourd. Then if you look to the left, you're going to see horns on the bottom. Then you'll see some figures, some certain type of figures of, I think one of them was a woman and another one was of a man. Then you'll see a scorpion. Then you're going to see a snake. And if anybody who knows astrology, why are Canacopia? There it is. That's what I was looking for. That's the name. Canacopia or Cornucopia.
Or the cornucopia.
Or the cornucopia, yeah. Cornucopia, Capricorn, same thing to me. I appreciate that, since Mother Make Sure Salima. So yeah, I started looking at that, and I'm just like, yo, like, why is these constellations, Leo, Aquarius, the 13th sign, Scorpio, all in this picture. And then when you look at the African brother, when it comes to the what you call them, the northern stars, that is the representation of who they call um, Kephis or Cephas, King Cephas. And I was just like, whoa, like what is all entailing? Why is this here in a map about, and we're supposed to be in a museum of Civil War, but why do they have these particular symbols in this map that's also correlating with how they traveled to capture people and where they went to go when it comes to dealing with the Civil War? They didn't just, from my understanding, it looks like they did not just recruit people that were already in America. No, they kept recruiting people from other places as well. When it comes to that whole Civil War thing between Abraham Lincoln and no, not Abraham Lincoln, but who was it? Dang, what do they call themselves? The Battle of the North and the South. I'll put it like that. I can't think of the Confederate and the what was it? Confederate and the Union. Yeah. And then seeing all that going on, I'm just like, why do they have this particular symbol in there? So then, as I'm looking more and more and more, I started taking just a little bit more pictures of this and this, start taking pictures of dates, so I can look at it for myself astronomically, so I can see exactly what they're putting out there when it comes to uh, capturing the stars and things of that nature. But for me, that's when I went to the museum. Yeah, I looked at everything and I read a couple of things. But my whole idea of being there, once I seen those statues and seeing those figures and these symbols, and I'm just like, yo, this is like a whole what you call a whole takeover. And it's just like, why would they use these French symbols and things of that nature, or a peace symbol that you can find on Buddhas, or you can find them on in certain parts of Kemetic pictures and things of that nature. You can see that same symbol in those pictures. So that for me, when I came to that particular part in the museum, yeah, the Civil War was good. Yeah, we won because of us. But at the same time, when it comes to all the decoding things that I needed, well, not that I needed, what I discovered while I was there, a lot of the symbols that were in there, I was just like, yo, why do they have? Hold on, I'm gonna go to my own pictures real quick, so I can go for it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to see it. But like, there's one symbol, like they have the sword with the pickaxe and a frail. Why would you have those type of symbols in there? There it is. Yeah. Like this there on the left hand side, and I'm like, we're talking about this like Civil War, but there's certain symbols that's in there that's like, you use these type of signs to do what with, to hide what with, because you're talking about. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for any kind of symbols as we were going. Like the whole time I was in there, I was looking for any type of symbol that was in there, and the most ones that I seen was the ones out of the pictures that I took. As you see on the left one, the glorious march to liberty, the Civil War, the civil rights, and things of that nature, and you'll see that symbol right there. But the one that was on a book, and I forgot what the book was on. I have to go back and look it up. But that particular symbol on that book was really got my attention, because anything that has a furrow with it definitely has my attention. Mm-hmm. Then it's like you have a shovel. So what do you like? What does the shovel represent? What does the furrow represent? What's the sword represent? And what does the reef represent? That's what caught my attention when it comes to dealing with that one. Then the other one was what, two swords and a reef, and then you have the astrology within a map, and then you have the code Noor sign symbol in there and things of that nature. And then if I'm right, I think code Noor didn't come until after slavery? Was it not even after slavery? After the emancipation? I'm not sure. I gotta look it back. I have to look back at that video. But yeah, those things right there is what got my attention versus anything else that was there. Granted, yeah, we got to see that. I got to stand next to Obama. I thought about taking a picture with Obama, but I was like, yeah, nah, I ain't with that. I'm not gonna be fake. and then just looking at all the things that they had, and like their whole Frederick Douglass, and a whole bunch of other individuals that they had there. It was unreal. It was unreal, and the type of books and things of that nature. So it's like, yeah, just seeing these things, it's like, yeah. And then all I could think of was that movie Glory, and I think I've seen the picture that represented that particular movie in a sense, and then just seeing all the different lifestyles and how, yeah, it was unreal. There's a lot of the things that were there. It was just very unreal, but very interesting for that to be that matter. And then I was looking for what it's called. I came dealing with that elephant. That's the part that kind of threw me off because I'm like, what constellation is a mix between an elephant and a tiger, or a lion or something? I don't know what the hell it was, but it was a lion. As it was a feline figure, or a figure with a paw, and it's a freaking elephant. I never seen an elephant with a paw. Yeah, right there. If you go right there on the right, it's like, why does the elephant have a paw? And it just don't make no sense. I never seen an elephant with a paw, like a paw like that. For that matter, it's almost like a lion's paw or some kind of predator's paw. So that's something I got to look into for real, because that kind of blew my mind. And just seeing that itself was like, why is it astronomical configuration within something dealing with the Civil War? So then that's when I started taking pictures of dates, and I wrote down a couple of them. And when I get doing my research on them, I'm gonna find out what type of setting it was for that era, because that was very interesting.
And this is a picture I took. It's a close up, and then one of the entire picture, because the word contraband, I was reading the caption, it says contrabands, talking about the people. Contrabands coming into camp in consequence of the proclamation. Like, contrabands? For real? And I just snapped the picture and looked at it. It speaks for itself too.
I like that. Elephant is giving respect to Mansa Musa, and the paw is a symbol of the tribe of Judah. But they already had the tribe of Judah in there because the tribe of Judah is Leo. But I'm trying to figure out, why would they do a mix-up when they already have it in there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it's like you have a chimera along with. I wonder if that's leading to the chimera constellation. I'll look that up too.
Okay, so those that spoke of the prince, the Moorish symbols. So I don't know how far deep you want to get into it, but Prince Hall, I took these pictures. His information was in here as well. Depending on how you want to join that relationship. I'm working on seeing who had that comment on here. Oh, that was Abiel and Leftel. Okay. They had this post right here.
There was a whole bunch of symbolism in there. I wish I could have just I should have took more pictures. That's what I should have did. But we just kept taking turns with everything that was going on.
So this one, can y'all hear me? Okay. So this is why I captured this one, because it talks about this 1792 cartoon depicts the inhumanity of dealers in human flesh, illustrating how Captain Kimber treats a young girl of 15 and her virgin modesty. There's just something I didn't care for. It's the reality, but it struck a nerve in me, so I captured this picture. It's on that nerve. They got struck.
And that's how they get people by the foot in today's society when it comes to dealing with their courtrooms. got shot by the foot. All of us. Anytime you go in that courtroom, that's basically what you represent. That's how they see you. But yeah, those things right there were definitely interesting. It's not only that you go in there to see the history of their story and our story, but at the same time, there's a lot of things. So like that was a great picture with the weapons, because that's what got my attention. Those weapons right there on the right hand side is what got my attention, because everybody should know by now. If you don't know, I love swords, I love daggers, throwing knives, all that good stuff. So immediately my eyes went there. But if you were to look at the picture, where's it done? Yeah, there goes myself. And then
that's when you said the weapons, I had to do sure the Wakanda pose.
Oh yeah. That's another one. Where's it at? That was myself. I enjoyed it. There I am. There you are. But yeah, and then that guy, I'm so mad I forgot his name. But he's a cool dude.
And we were at the Sankofa bookstore, which is where the donated books went. So we dropped those off here. There'll be more information in detail later on in the broadcast. And again, we're going to be done with this one in about an hour, because I got a broadcast at 9 p.m. with Kush Day. So join me at 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Kush Day going to be on here.
Yeah, because that was interesting, because I've seen a lot of bookstores when it comes to our bookstores, and not a lot of them are set up the way that they're set up. They either got more, a lot of the stores either got a little bit more spiritual stuff or items or trinkets that you can buy, but not enough books. And if they do have books, they have them all, stacked together. In this particular store, it's a menagerie cluster of melanatedly owned writers, every single one of them. And that right there, I've never seen nothing like that. And that's like, at the Sankofa bookstore. That was like an eatery, a bookstore.
And these are some of the titles. Huh?
No, I'm saying it was like an eatery, a club.
Yeah, the cafe.
A cafe. It's like everything in one.
Yeah, and I'm going to share their website later. And I actually meant to put the description in the link, but I'm going to give y'all the information to go check them out. Also, the African American Civil War Museum, they take donations. The museum is free. They take donations. So I'm going to be sharing the donation links if anybody would like to give donations for the upkeep of the museum. Sankofa bookstore accepts donations as well. So if you feel and you want to go ahead and proceed and offer a donation, you can do that. Yes, Kush Day is going to be on here 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about an hour, Kush Day is scheduled to be here. And on my YouTube, there's a section on there where you can see all of my pre-scheduled broadcasts. And by the middle of tomorrow, I plan to have 9 pre-scheduled broadcasts sitting there. So you can look and see who's coming on, prepare your schedule, be prepared to watch them and listen to their message. We have plenty to share as a community, and I'm doing my part, my best to get the message here so we can be heard. So, yes, Kush Day will be here 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so, Sankofa, this is a t-shirt they sell. It's also a message on the opposite side. In the middle, these are some of the books, titles of some of the books that were donated. And the cafe, I really suggest out of the between this and Busboys and Poets that you eat at the Sankofa Cafe. That's just a suggestion for me. That's just a suggestion for me.
And myself.
Roy Allen.
And Ramatap as well.
All parts of myself recommend eating at the Sankofa Cafe. And actually, a preview into next year, because with Sankofa, I plan. With Sankofa, I'm going to make this to get the donated books. So next year, more books will be donated. because I would have had more time to collect more books. And I actually plan to hold the lecture there. So I want to just get us moving in my tour. We need to be moving. Us sitting still in chairs and listening to people talk is not on my agenda. This will be one of, but there's a lot of stand-up room. This is a lot of stand-up, walk-around area in here in the Sankofa Cafe. So you can mix and mingle over at the cafe area and grab you something to eat. You can be in the book area. You can be in the merchandise area, and you can still hear me lecturing. So I can roll with that vibe. You don't have to be seated the entire time. So I can definitely roll with this. Definitely looking forward to doing that. Now, I have videos to share, and I'm going to do that as well. What I'm sharing now is, this is the floor on the left, and this Africa. I had to take a picture of that tile. It was beautiful, beautiful. So from ceiling to floor, wall to wall, this place is a must see. So if you're in the DC area, and on the right are some more titles of books that were donated and that were dropped off to the Sankofa program for families and literacy awareness. So I just wanted to share this with everybody. We were well received, and I have videos of them interacting with us. We were well received. They thought we were locals. When they found out we were donating books and from out of town, it was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. He said, because the local people done got tired of donating books to us. I'm like, wow, for real? So I'm definitely going to send books. And from my studies, DC has the lowest literacy rate. And so I just wanted to be able to provide that. And then when COVID hit, from what I saw, they got hit hard. You know, the children were in the house, not much to do in a constructive manner. So, and you know, with the pending loom of another shutdown, it's in my mind that a child will be in a better place because they have a book to read instead of like being bored or any alternatives to just sitting, thought with self, imagination flowing, and the other opportunities that come when you read a book. And the books that were donated were, oh man, they're on point with the platform, the message of this platform. No ridiculousness was submitted, was donated. None of that. No junk was donated. So this whole entire event, from beginning to end, there was thoughts from people that donated. There were thoughts from people that participated. There were the thought and the care was there from the people at like Sankofa bookstore. Again, we were well, and I have requested that a representative comes on the platform and speaks and shares firsthand the experience, because I'm just a spectator outside looking in. It looks good to me, but they have a greater story on how these books reach the children and the impact it makes on their lives. So, you know, with media relations and no conflict of interest, and I don't want anybody to get fired, I am working with them, Sankofa Bookstore, Cafe, etc., to get a representative on and share with everybody the importance of donating the books to the children and pushing that book drive until next year and taking all the books to Sankofa once more. Ramotef, would you like to share some of more of the experience at the Sankofa bookstore?
Oh yeah. One, me being, as people should know by now, I'm a person who loves anime, comics, any science fiction novels. So when I started to explore the store after speaking with the brothers, you know, and I bought me some tarot cards too, which was very interesting. I seen certain tarot cards and they had, you know, the comedic ones, so I was like, yo, I gotta grab them. So, you know, I bought them. And it was very it was very It was very interesting of all the stuff that they had from soaps, oils, some incense here and there, just little trinkets here and there. But the part that gravitated me the most is that in the back, where if you were to host a lecture, is where all the good stuff is at. Well, for me personally, but that's all the good stuff. I'm talking about from the comic books to the other different novels, the science fiction novels that they had, all written by melanated people, and that's something I've never seen. I didn't know about Tristan Strong or the Kati. I forgot the Kati Warrior, and then there's a whole few of them that I've seen. I was just like, yo, I've been hiding under a rock because I've never seen any of these type of titles, let alone didn't even know our people even wrote them. So that's where I gravitate to. And then all the other spiritual books that they had that grabbed my attention as well. There's different divinations and things of that nature. Like for instance, when I was getting one of these books, in a sense, it definitely grabbed my attention when I started looking into the things that they had, and then I had a lot of things on, the traumas that we went through from others' perspectives and things of that nature. From there, I was just like, wow. And I just kept exploring. And then me, if it wasn't for the tour itself, I would have been in there for the rest of the tour. Literally would have been there for the rest of the tour. I ain't wasn't gonna worry about anything else but sit my little behind right there in one of the little chairs, or talking with the brother that was at the desk, or the elder, and just sat there and just gained knowledge from both of them. Because the brother right there, he definitely had a lot of knowledge with him, and the elder as well. He that guy right there, he was just telling us like, yeah, for you guys donating the books, I'm gonna get you some posters.
Yeah, you have your poster. I don't have mine with me right now. And he autographed them.
Yeah, he autographed them. I'm trying to think. It's in my trunk.
Something about a movie. I'm gonna show that's a must. I'm sure that. Okay.
You able to play the audio?
We can't hear it. Hold on. I might have to share it from my phone if it's.
No, I'm saying if the symbol that symbol on the far right, the earpiece symbol. I don't know if that would do. Oh, there we go.
That's my phone. Hold on.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hold on. Because it's going to start over.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to start over. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah, look, you see all that? Like, look at all that. It was like the Cable Wonders to me. The way I was looking at it, that's what it looked like. Cable Wonders. A whole bunch of different types of
I'm gonna get the books and we can bring Corey. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's all I brought on my plate trip. Sister, this is a whole lot. Thank you very much. And stay strong. Thank you. Can you give them a poster? Detroit left without you giving them posters. Oh, you will get it. Okay. We'll give you a poster of Psycho Positive.
And the Facebook page.
Sankofa DC, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So everyone is looking for me. We on there. We got you.
oh man, it was so beautiful in there.
Go ahead.
No, I said it was just beautiful in there. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was
He said Sankofa DC.
Yeah, Sankofa DC. Yep. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Okay.
Check them out.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What else we got?
Oh, that's me looking at the comics. I think.
No, that's that. What's the name?
There it is.
That was
Like, yo, do y'all see that?
Bus Boys and Poets. This Sankofa right here.
Look at that. And then I never heard of this one. I'm gonna look into this. I don't know what that is, but whoever made that, that looks very interesting to me. We all know about Moon Girl, and then we all know about Black Panther, but these are, you know, certain ones that a lot of people probably not have seen or read. And I was like, yeah, Black Panther and the crew. Like, what? That was interesting to me. And then Shuri. And it was just like, yeah, it was like Dear Martin. And it was just like a whole bunch of different books I've never learned. But this book right here, it says the Black Woman's, what is it? Beginners? What is this? Oh, yeah, Black Women for Beginners. That caught my attention. I was like, what? I was like, I wonder who wrote that. And there was just like a whole bunch of different ones, like, you know, the dating playbook and don't hate the player, hate the game and type stuff. There was just so many different books that I didn't know that our people basically made. It was just it was very interesting because that's exactly where I gravitated to. Anything that's science fiction, you already know I'm over it. I'm definitely on it. But that right there, it was like that's like a cross between like Shaman King, He Man, and anything else. It was like that caught my attention off a rip. I said, "What? I've never heard of this." So I'm definitely gonna look into it. But yeah, it was definitely definitely a place that I definitely enjoyed looking at, and definitely got some items while I was there.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go since I'm in this area and I mentioned the randomness. Y'all gonna roll with us. Y'all rolling with us, and we appreciate you. This is the Bus Boys and Poets restaurant, which is named for Langston Hughes, because at one point he was a busboy before he became a poet. So they named the restaurant after him. There's more information about that in the PowerPoint later, which was pre-prepared before I even went on this trip. And all this other stuff is to fill in for everybody to see what they missed. You didn't go, be there next time. But this space right here, you have to go on your own. I will not be going there next year or never again.
Yeah, for real. It was definitely, they lost a customer for real. They definitely did. Good food, but they definitely lost a customer.
Yeah, and these are some of their books they had on there. Now, for me, what caught my eye was the shelf said middle grade, and with the homeschool unschool evolution event coming up, the committee, the creators, the 7 of us that are organizing that event, we have spoken on not putting your children in a box. We went to the Busboys and Poets on 4K. The address is it was north 4K, but it's in the PowerPoint, the address, because I'm going to show how it mapped out and what route we took. But anyway, back to this middle grade. We talked about not putting the children in a box when you unschool them, homeschool them. Don't let the system tell you that a book or interaction or activity is too old for your child. You know, you want your child to do it, get it done. Your child want to learn something. Say your child is in 6th grade and they are interested in something that an 11th grader would do. Do not limit your child. And well, no, you're like on games. The games will have 4 to 6 players, age group 8 to 18. Don't do that. Do not limit your child. Don't let the system, a box, a plan tell you how you should your child learn. Do not let them navigate your child's learning environment. Don't do that. Don't grade them A through F. You get an F for the day. You failed. Don't do your child like that. Don't do them like that. So the homeschool, unschool evolution event is coming up in Columbus, Ohio. We'll be speaking on that. We are creating a book So we'll speak more available and on sale once we have got it published. And then all of our how-tos and into and out of the public system of school will be in that book. So more on that later. And right now we are going into some more of these videos. What have we got? And here we have Obama. But Obama was at, they had the little picture, the cutout of him at the African American Civil War Museum, which is the cutout Ramutep was talking about taking his picture with Obama. So Obama was also pictured at the Busboys and Poets with the owner in the middle of this photograph here. I captured that. Mm-hmm. And this was their menu. So
that's one of the menus. That's the brunch menu. That was a brunch menu. Yeah, that was that one right
the
there.
Oaxaca omelet.
Yeah, Oaxaca. Yeah. That thing was off the chain. I ain't gonna lie. That was off the chain. You're talking about a very great omelet to start your day with. Even, and that means if you're taking a nap right after, that was the perfect item to have. Because I'm telling you, that drive back,
it
was hard. That drive back was hard. All right, yeah. What's this one?
This is Busboys and Poets. Mm-hmm. Some more.
Yeah, that was waiting. Yeah, I was just waiting.
But really, I like the book selection at Sankofa more. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to books, I wouldn't even, between the two, I wouldn't even never again think of Busboys and Poets to purchase a book. So I wouldn't go there for food or book. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Postcard, nothing. I'd be here at the Sankofa bookstore looking at this Black Panther area for, see Storm right there. I would need a book with Storm in it. That's me. Mm-hmm. We shared that. So I was just sharing the lady right here. I wasn't even realizing I had George Floyd in the cut because that I hurried. That's why I cut it. That's why this videos look like this, like 1 second. Mm-hmm. It's actually repeating itself. I don't believe it. Yeah.
And then I noticed they had like a lot of astrology books in there too. And me being me, I went ahead and try to. I had to calm myself down from just going off and just showing people certain things about the stars and things of that nature. Because there was a young lady, a student that was sitting next to us, and she was reading all loud about Scorpio and everything else. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm here for the tour. I'm not here to do my job. I'm here to do the tour. And then it took over me, and I was like, I gave them both the ladies my cards. It was like, here. I said, I know that you're reading something that is in my expertise. And I had her and her mother the card. And I was just like, yeah, if you scan the barcode and you reach out to me, just know that what you're reading right now is true, but that's probably not you. And I didn't want to get, be all, into that like that. But I was doing my best not to be me. I was trying my best, but I could not help it because she was so loud. The little girl was so loud. I'm just like, yo, we over here trying to eat, talk, and not worry about these tamahoos over here looking at what we ordering and shit. And it was fun. I enjoyed myself. I don't know about everybody else, but I definitely enjoyed myself because it was definitely yeah, it was definitely something else. And then to end it off, the Howard Theater. That I wish I could have got a movie for real, or seen some kind of play.
Yeah, they have concerts there, and I got some information about them in this PowerPoint. And I'm actually going to stroll through these images and get to the pre-prepared PowerPoint. So this is the 7th Street corridor. It was the focus of the bike tour. And let me take this Bishop Hambone, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Let me get this Sankofa DC. Check them out. All right, so on this map, it shows
Yeah, everything was like 10
we
minutes
were
away from each
here.
other.
The bike trail started here at the African War Museum. Yeah, then went to the Howard Theater. So we weren't, it was about, I'd say a good maybe mile-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and then the stop here. So we weren't constant moving around. And definitely a lot of time was spent here at the Civil War Museum. So the time got cut short at the Howard Theater. We had
Mm-hmm.
moves to make. And then, according to this map, we were up here north in this area. And I'm going to share a map at the Sankofa, no, the Bus Boys and Poets. And then we went north this way to Sankofa Bookstore. Again, everything, things were in reverse. So it was another way, direction. What were you going to say?
No, I was agreeing. I was agreeing.
Okay. So here I just have some information which was shared, some of what was shared on the tour. It talked about his social and cultural, him being a part of the social and cultural movements of the 20th century, the Harlem Renaissance, jazz being a factor, and the expressions to revitalize our culture. The U Street corridor in the Northwest Washington became one of the most famous national arenas for jazz's first musicians during the 1920s. And so Langston Hughes was in the DC area for about a year and a half-ish. And he actually appreciated the Harlem atmosphere. So that's where he gravitated to. And he had worked with W.E.B. Du Bois, who is also a part of this PowerPoint based on the focus of this lecture, which is the literacy program. And W.E.B. Du Bois believed that this, some works that he authored would herald a revolution in Black pride, consciousness, and artistry in the country. And other periodicals established by the NAACP, which had published early poetry by Hughes. And so here shows just a map of where Langston Hughes lived. He also stayed, which is west of the African American Civil War Museum. And he also, according to documents, resided at a local YMCA. And he professionally, he had his issues, and what one would call a failure, he persevered through all of that. He had an entry-level position at the Library of Congress, but his socialist-leaning tendencies, already apparently evident in his writings, made for an awkward match, and the job fell through. He found employment with the Black weekly newspaper, the Washington Sentinel, but was annoyed when he was expected to sell advertising space rather than to write. And for me, I was like, as you go through so-called failures, because all things there are no failures. It is a lesson, it's a method, it's in the measure. And as people were, however they looked at him, however they wanted to judge him, and, oh, you're not good enough to write. You can go over here and sell us these papers, though. He ended up becoming a noteworthy, well-known poet. He even got a restaurant named after him. You know what I mean? That's minor. But I bet the people who was critiquing him don't have anything named after him. Their name ain't in Wikipedia. They're not well known among their community. They might be well known amongst their family members, but not in the community. So just a lesson for all of us, because we all endure something in this lifetime. From time to time, for sure, until we leave here, it's a lesson. The storms are going to come. You will get through them. You will get through them. There will be drama. And then there will be drama-free days. And then there will be drama-free-ish days. All right? It's a lesson in everything. Rama, you have something you want to share?
I was just gratitude for being a part of that part of the first beginning part of the lecture tour. Definitely with some great insight. Definitely, and I'll express myself. This is like one of the first things I've done in 2 years when it comes to like doing anything outside of what I do on a normal basis. I was definitely been looking forward to this, looking forward to the next ones, and looking forward to the future ones because a lot of the things that's going to come out of this is going to be very in an inspirational push with oneself as well as something that can be set for those future generations. The giving all respects to the brother Lexington Hughes for all the great work and trials and tribulations that he brought forth to all of us to be a part of. Um, to learn from his story, to learn from our own story. Just take a few pages because it's not that far. It's not how you say, not too much of non-similarities that what this brother went through as well as what we're going through. The only difference is that he persevered versus some of us who just give up. But if you know about these individuals and know about our story and not his story, you'll start to see the, as they say, the darkness on the other side instead of going to the light. But I definitely appreciate this time with everyone, and I definitely enjoyed. Thank you for the great adventure that we went on. It was very great. It was very great.
Adventures, and
Yeah.
So in the making of this lecture, I did not announce that it was Langston Hughes that would be the focus of this event. I wanted really, that was the original focus for me. The focus then became the children and us moving. So the bikes, the movement. I really, to me, Langston Hughes went down the third in importance to me. And somebody had mentioned to me, don't nobody want to hear about Langston Hughes? Dude, more of us know about Langston Hughes than we know of you. It's more in the message than just a man's name. Just his story and his message, and knowing that he's in that area where now literacy is at a low rate, and he's a poet. I mean, what y'all call it? The irony. There's a famous poet. There's like a lot of our story happened, groundbreaking foundations on literacy and our lives, our lives being important happened in this area. So I wanted to, as you say, walk in not his shoes, but his footsteps. You know what I mean? And not walk and or move. It was so much that went in the thought in this for me. And I know the flyer went out and all y'all see is books, bikes, bags, etc. And the little ticker that went across the bottom and tickets and info, mkdtnt@gmail.com, date, time, all that good stuff. There was so much meaning behind this event, and I appreciate everyone for supporting, for contacting me for more information to get more of the story, because everything I'm not going to put here on the broadcast. I'm not going to put it out there in the flyer. The flyer cannot hold all of this information. You're interested or you're not. I'm not here to browbeat anybody. I'm not here to sell anybody anything. I'm not here for that. I'm not a salesperson. I hate salespeople. If you're offended, you're a salesperson. I loathe salespeople. I just don't. I'm not here for that. I am here to do what needs to be done on my part, and that's what I'm going to do. There are times when I call myself not doing anything and somebody's feelings get hurt. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. If feelings get hurt, that's personal. I need you to work with that. Or not. Do what you do. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And for August 21st, yesterday, Saturday, it was to bring awareness to literacy. Langston Hughes was my, so need to not only be mental, but we need to be physical. Movement is key. With that being said, I'm not no keyboard warrior. I'm not a platform princess. You're not going to see me just sitting in this, looking at this laptop at you in your screen. I'm coming to the community. I'm coming where y'all at. Next year on my tour is going to start in the spring. I think I got like 8 cities that I'm going to be going to. With that being said, I'm going these places because I feel like I'm led to go there. Nobody's hosting me. Nobody's paying for these things. I'm paying for everything. Some people like Ramutef Queb, Lima Ellis, and Asbas Ted Haru, and El Moore, the Universal Humanitarian, and Quantiera, and Mother Matriarch Salima Ellis, et cetera, Shay Yu. They assist me. They help me monetarily. They help me select venues. They assist me, and I appreciate all of the assistance. I appreciate all of the thought and the effort. At the end of the day, if with their help and or without their help, this tour is going to happen. Best of my ability. The fiat, if you have it here, you want this for a venue here. You want this for the travel to get there here. I need these items so my guests can be comfortable here. There are people who would not join me on this tour because they wasn't getting at least $900 profit each. I'm like, profit $900? Y'all looking at bottom line numbers? I'm looking at these literacy numbers. You mad because you not coming out more than $900 profit? Where's your mind at? So they went that way. I continued on, and I need supporters. Sometimes y'all got to know when to let the drama go. And it might be drama-free-ish for a while, but the drama-free is coming. Y'all must move forward. You must do your part. Don't let nobody tell you what keeps them, the barriers they create. Don't take on nobody else's barriers. Do what you need to do. So somebody want to tell me, oh, nobody want to hear about Langston Hughes. Dude, don't nobody want to hear about you. Don't nobody want to hear from you. And the people that do, that's their choice, their option. I don't, and apparently you ain't here. I don't care. I moved on, moved forward. This is now an annual event. I am collecting books, continuing to collect books, so the people who missed the so-called deadline, that no longer exists. I am continually collecting books. And when I walked in Sankofa and felt the welcoming from him and the need for the children to have these books. I'm passionate about this. I'm going to do what I must do. Every year, as the same way I'm rolling up in Detroit every year, because the family is there. The Ramech is in Detroit. I must be in DC every year as well. If I'm not in Detroit and or DC every year, somebody might need to come check and see where Joyanne at. Because something's going down. I'm telling you, something done went down. And that's my PSA for the day. So far. Now, Langston Hughes, they called it a stroke of luck. I call it all things are divine. Came in about 1925 when Hughes secured a position at the Marriott Wardham Hotel as a busboy, and the poet Rachel Lindsay was passing through town and preparing to give a dinner presentation of his verse at the Marriott. As one of us busboys, one of us skin folk, Hughes would have not been allowed into the dining room. Either way, he slipped into the room before the event and left 3 poems near the famous Lindsay's plate. The ploy was a success. In front of an audience of reporters the following day, Lindsay read the poetry and announced that he had discovered a busboy poet. And this story was picked up by the Associated Press and ran in newspapers up and down the East Coast. Hughes' fame continued to spread, but it became increasingly clear that New York City, in particular Harlem, was the raw nerve center where the cultural achievements of our people could have a national impact. He was impatient with DC. Again, as I mentioned earlier, he was only there for about a year and a half, and this would be part of the reason why. The jazz scene, and most significantly, life in the 7th Street corridor, which is where the bike trail happened, helped focus his literary ambitions even further on the struggle for Black artistic and social expression. Ramutef, do you have anything you'd like to share with us at this time?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So Ramutef may need to leave here shortly. I don't have much more to share, so I'm going to attempt to wrap it because I have a 9 p.m. broadcast prepared for. So right here we just have Busboys and Poets. This is a picture of the Y. They have the Y is called Busboys and Poets. So I've already addressed the Langston Hughes, so we're not going to go over that. And W.B. Du Bois, he helped initiate a nationwide push to induce the federal government to outlaw lynching. Again, he worked with Langston Hughes. They knew each other. Just a quote here from him. There was a campaign waged against lynching. In 1915, an article was published with a year-to-year tabulation of the amount of lynchings, and the Waco horror story is in there. So y'all can take notes and look further into that yourself. This guy was convicted of rape and murder of his white employer's wife. And it talked about him being chained and dragged through the county court. And some other things happened to him. Some children came out and attended and watched during their lunch hour. And this is in Waco, Texas. And again, the NAACP was involved in the investigation. Now, how we get in from that Langston Hughes story to the lynchings, let's go back to this literacy thing, because this is the point. In 1920, Du Bois published Dark Water, Voices from Within the Veil, the first of his 3 autobiographies. The Veil, which was that which covered our people around the world. In the book, he hoped to lift the veil and show white readers what life was like behind the veil and how it distorted the viewpoints of those looking through in both directions. The feminist essay, The Damnation of Women, was a tribute to the dignity and worth of women, particularly our women. Concerned that textbooks used by our children ignored our history and culture, Du Bois created a monthly children's magazine, The Brownie's Book. Initially published in 1920, it was aimed at our children, who Du Bois called the children of the sun. This is just a map, again, of the Sankofa bookstore, north of where the bike trail was at. The program is called Books to Families. It began as a campaign to get books to families during the COVID stay-at-home order. It continues as an opportunity to get good literature and DVDs to families largely left outside of internet access. Their books, movies about and largely by people of African descent are still very crucial to the uplifting and fulfillment of the African American population we are primarily targeting. So the target audience is our people. Donate to Sankofa Books to Families program. And that's my presentation today. And DC was drama-free-ish. And overall, all things, the drama, it was overshadowed real quick by the whole the embrace of Sankofa Bookstore, the interactions, and the mission became a movement for me. Ramatel Queb, would you like to say your closings? Speak peace to the family.
I appreciate everybody. In closing, definitely it's time to get out, stand out. There's a lot of different opportunities that's out there for each and every one of us. We just got to figure out how to get there. Secondly, definitely thank you everyone for being here, listening with us. It's been very fun being with everybody and just talking about our experience. And from learning from this experience, we're definitely going to push forward to a whole new start with not even just myself, within each and every one of yours as well. You can find me on Facebook as Ramatef Queb. You can find me on Instagram as Ramatef_Queb. Again, I'm a divination practicer, master charlatan through Twatep. Definitely check out the event coming up out here in Pittsburgh. Come represent us. If you're here, if you're not here, um, stop through, get your ticket. Definitely, you're going to learn a lot with me and those that are also will be there as Joy Allen presents and I present the Netaru Twatep. In closing, I want to give thanks to the ancestors, the ancient ones, the partner Therus, the Rumiles, the Rishas, the Divas and Divas, and I say to you all, Ashe, Ashe, Dua, Dua.
Again, peace to the Ramek with his family, and appreciations to Cliff and his family, to Jean and your spouse, to Melchizedek, to Ben, and special mention to Asba Asted Haru, Shima Rayet for the books that you donated, that I did request that for travel purposes, you take them back home with you and bring them to DC when you came there. Your plans got changed. And so I will get those books from you, and I will be sure to go ahead and send them ahead to Sankofa this year, and or go ahead and just have them go with the books that are accumulated, donated for next year's lecture. And I appreciate everyone being here. Looking forward to the September 4th event with Ramutef Queb in Pittsburgh, the Necharu Twatep. 2 Saturdays after that, I'll be in Columbus, Ohio for the Homeschool Unschool Evolution. And October 16th, I'll be in Detroit for the Matriarchal Magic. Right now, in a few, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be here with Kush Day. I appreciate everyone. And Kush Day will be here speaking on belief versus knowledge. Come in, tune in, check us out. You're here new to Karmic Dynasty. I welcome you. I am your hostess, Joy Allen, and I appreciate this tour. I appreciate all aspects, all contributions, and I look forward to continuing to work with you all. And I'm leaving at this time. Peace, wholeness, wellness, balance. Ashuk Wu Noir. I'm learning that. I think I said that right. Peace, y'all. Peace.